Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Education Plus Arena. In last video we saw about what is HTML attribute, how to use attributes in the HTML, what is title attribute, what is style attribute, and we also saw about some CSS property like text color, background color, fonts, text size and many things we saw in the last video. In this video we will see about what is CSS, how to apply CSS in our HTML code, all things we will discuss in this video. So the first concept is what is CSS. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on the screen or in other media. It means with the help of CSS we can make our website more stylish and more interactive. So CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. Now CSS can be added to the HTML element in three ways: inline CSS, internal CSS and external CSS. So the first one is inline CSS. So an inline CSS is used to apply a unique style to a single HTML element. It can be done by using style attribute in the HTML element. So I'll show you one example of inline CSS. So as you can see, I have written one heading and I'm giving a style attribute. Now I'll give color as red and font family as courier, and now I'll give background color as black. So this is inline CSS because I'm adding a style to a single HTML element. So now I'll save and run this. So this is our output. Now the next one is internal CSS. So an internal CSS is used to define a style for a single HTML page. An internal CSS is defined in the head section of an HTML page within a style element. It means an internal CSS is applicable for a single HTML page and it should be defined in the head section within the style tag. So I'll show you one example of internal CSS. So this is our format of HTML. HTML open, HTML close, head open, head close, style open and style close. So we'll write CSS here. And now body open and body close. So I have written three headings. So I'll write CSS for heading 1. So heading 1 and color I'm giving red, background color I'm giving black, and now I'll give font family courier, and now I'm closing the bracket. So I have written the CSS coding for h1, so it will give style to h1 only. So now I'll write for h2, so same thing I'll copy and paste here. And now I'll change this red color to green and I'll change the font family to Vardhana, and same thing I will copy and paste here for h3. So now I'll change the color green to blue, and now I'll save and run. So after refresh, you can see this is our output. Now the last one is external CSS. So in external CSS, an external style sheet is used to define the style of the HTML page. So now what is this external style sheet? So an external style sheet is a standalone .css file that are used to link to a web page. It means a separate CSS file is used to create without any HTML code, and then this separate CSS file is linked to the HTML. The link of the separate CSS file is used to write in the head section inside the link tag. So this is the syntax of how to write external CSS. So within the head section, start with link tag rel equals to style sheet. Rel is an attribute which specifies the relation between the current document and the linked document. And now start with href attribute and give the link of your separate CSS file in the href attribute value. So now I'll show you how to apply external CSS with an example. So this is the format of our HTML document. I will apply the external style sheet in between the head section. So here I have written 2 headings and 1 paragraph. Now I'll start with link tag rel equals to style sheet. And now I'll write href attribute, and inside the href attribute I'll give the link of my separate CSS file which I will write. So the name of my separate CSS file should be saved with style2.css. Now I'll write all the CSS code in separate file. So I'm starting with h1. So color I'm giving red for h1 and background color I'm giving black. And now font family I'll give Courier. And now I'll close the bracket. Same thing I'll copy and paste here, and I will change this h1 to h2, and I will change the color red to green. Same thing I'll copy and paste here for paragraph. So I'll write P here instead of h2, and now I'll change the color blue. And now I'll save this code with style2.css. .css should be the file extension because this is a CSS code. Now I'll run our HTML code. So after refresh, you can see this is our output. So this is the benefit of using external CSS. We can change the look of entire website by changing one file. Thanks for watching.